Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm SuperZBeast and I am back here to bring you another video today. In this video I'm going to be talking about Torren, and there's been some new developments on him lately, so I wanted to bring this up in its own separate video because he's a pretty integral character, or at least what we know of him. If what we think of him is true, he is an integral character. Alright, so originally I thought, many others thought as well, some people didn't think this, but originally I and many others thought that Torren was the enemy that you fight in the sky cages. I thought that because the weapon was named Torren's Legacy and it seemed more significant in the story, but I guess not. So in the podcast, as I covered in another video, Donald Mustard revealed that Torren is not in fact the enemy that we fight in the sky cages. He is the enemy that we fight in the sky cages is the Iron Hunter, in which he confirmed the Iron Hunter is the descendant of Torren. So that weapon, Torren's Legacy, is probably Torren's weapon of choice, and so we can assume that Torren lived a while ago. Now, Infinity Blade Dungeons, a game that's probably not coming out at this point, in that game, the weapon that we saw in the trailers looked very similar to Torren's Legacy, the weapon found in Infinity Blade 2. Now, some people say it looks a little different, so it can't be Torren's Legacy. Well, in Infinity Blade Dungeons, they were going to have this complex forging, weapon forging, so maybe there's a little modification to the weapon, so it looks a little different. So we can assume that Torren's weapon of choice was the Torren's Legacy. Now the Iron Hunter says when he gives Torren's Legacy to Cyrus that the weapon was made to fight deathless. So I think what I gather from that is that it's like an Infinity Blade. It kills the QIP just like the Infinity Blade and gives a deathless a true death, an infinite death, a death where they can't rebirth. And so I think that's what Torren's Legacy is for. I mean, the only confirmation we have of that is, of course, the Iron Hunter telling him that, but I don't know. So the Iron Hunter is a descendant of Torren, as said by Donald Mustard, and so I don't know if he's deathless or not. I really don't. If he is deathless, I'm leaning towards him being deathless because otherwise they would not have locked him in the cage, because if he wasn't deathless, they could just kill him off and he wouldn't rebirth. But if he is deathless, they can't just kill him off because they don't have any way to truly kill a deathless, because they don't have an Infinity Blade or the Worker's Hand thing or a Torren's Legacy, so they can't kill him fully if he's deathless. So I'm leaning towards the Iron Hunter being deathless. I mean, I think Torren is definitely deathless. Maybe he's not. I mean, there's a small possibility that he isn't, but I'm pretty sure he is. But I was also pretty sure that Torren was the guy in the sky cages, so I could be wrong. But, so the Iron Hunter, I'm thinking he is deathless. Torren, I'm also thinking he is deathless. So, Torren, if you read the description for Infinity Blade Dungeons, Torren, he was going to be, or we don't have complete confirmation that we're going to play as Torren. It's just a theory, but it's a pretty well backed up one in my mind. So it said that we were going to play as the apprentice, the master of the forge, to forge the Infinity Blade. And so what I'm thinking is the master of the forge is the worker of secrets, because the worker of secrets was the original one to forge the Infinity Blade, along with obviously the apprentice's help. And so I think maybe Torren's Legacy was like a prototype for the Infinity Blade, that just to test out its deathless killing power. So maybe it's not completely a deathless killer, maybe it has some malfunctions, I don't know. But I think that it has the ability to kill deathless, but maybe it needs to be charged like the Infinity Blade does. So I'm not sure. Well, I mean, Torren's Legacy is kind of a mysterious weapon. I don't know. I mean, it is like a club, so I don't really know. I mean, it's confusing. I don't really know how you would kill deathless like that, because supposedly you have to stab them, but I guess not. So Torren's Legacy, I think it's a deathless killer, like Infinity Blade. Infinity Blade is obviously a deathless killer. Torren, I think, is deathless, and he was the apprentice of the Master of the Forge, aka Worker of Secrets. That may be why Iron Hunter is locked up, actually, because he is a descendant of the guy who made the Infinity Blade. And obviously the Worker got locked up for creating the Infinity Blade and other stuff. So maybe they were locked up as apprentice just for having ties to the Worker. Now, I'm still leaning towards the Iron Hunter being deathless, even though we don't really get much background on him at all. I mean, but we don't get a lot of background on any of the characters in the Sky Cages. So, I mean, can't really do anything. I mean, I guess he's the most background we get. But another thing I wanted to cover in this video, we've gone over almost everything, but one more thing I want to cover is which story decision is canon to the story. Like, which story decision will be carried out in Infinity Blade 3? Is it when we kill Torren? Or, no, sorry, I keep saying Torren, but I mean the Iron Hunter. Is it when we kill the Iron Hunter, we stab him with the Infinity Blade, in which case, if we do stab him with the Infinity Blade, he's completely dead. If he is a deathless. I mean, if he's a human, he's obviously dead. If we save him, then he obviously goes to get Torren's legacy and gives it to us. So, I don't really know. I mean, maybe Torren's legacy will be an important part of Infinity Blade 3. I don't know. It's kind of confusing. But, so yeah, I want to know which thing is canon to the story. And right now, I'm leaning towards the canon choice being saving him. Because, I mean, more happens there. It seems like that was more thought out. And killing him was just stab him. And you stab him in the butt when you actually stab him. I just find that hilarious. Sorry, I'm 2 years old. So I think that the canon, the choice that is canon to the story, what is relevant to the story, that is the choice that will be carried out in Infinity Blade 3, is when we spare Torren and let him live, because that seems like the more thought out choice and more happens there. So that's what I think the choice that is canon to the story. Now, of course, they could go like the Walking Dead route, where they have like choices and everything. But I don't think they're going to go that route. I really don't want them to go that route, because then I feel like they'll lose focus on what makes Infinity Blade so great, which in my opinion is the core mechanic of the game and how they focus on that core mechanic so much. So I don't know. I feel like they could lose focus if they go too crazy with everything. But I mean, I don't know. So I think that would be cool. I just don't want them to lose focus on what they do best. So anyway, that's it for this video, guys. I hope it helped. Hope you got some insight on Torren and the Iron Hunter. I mean, most of these are theories. Some of them are confirmed. But I just like talking about it. It's interesting. The story, Infinity Blade story, is interesting, even though it does have a bunch of holes in it. But anyway, that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'm Silver's Beast, and I'm out.